Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Sacred Priestess podcast, where I help beautiful awakening women activate their sacred feminine power so that they can find clarity, connection and confidence in their spiritual healing journey. I'm Hayley and it is so wonderful to have you here with me this week, where we are talking about the heart chakra. We are talking about opening up and healing this beautiful space as we do step into more of our feminine power, as we reactivate and bring into balance that divine feminine across the planet and throughout humanity's consciousness. The heart chakra is such an amazing sacred portal for us all to really start expanding, living from. And we can't do that when it's hurting, right? We can't do that when it's a little bit closed off. And the reason this is coming up is because over the last I was going to say a couple of weeks, but over the last little while, this is something that I've really been having to work on and deal with within my personal life and within my personal healing. And I'm sure that there are a lot of you out there who have had things happen to you that you can really relate to what we're going to be talking about today. Or maybe you're just going through it right now. There is a call on this planet at the moment, like I said, to be opening up the heart chakra, to being more free in this space, to listen to this space, to be open to receiving and giving freely, which of course we all find really hard to do when we have been through situations and challenges and we've had experiences where we have been really hurt in this space, where we have, we've felt abandoned, betrayed, where we've been deeply disappointed as the expectations that we've had of family, of friends, of partners, where these expectations have not been met. And we've been deeply, deeply hurt. And of course, that leads to walls being put up. Me being a Cancerian, I'm very good at putting my shell over everything and getting that hard shell and sort of being quite rigid and not letting anything in, not letting anything out properly, and like being afraid. Safety is a big thing, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, like I said, we put those walls up and it makes us close off this space. It harbors feelings of resentment, of anger, and it affects all areas of our life. So it's not just affecting whatever is, let's say you've had an argument with a family member or something's happened with a family member. It doesn't just affect that relationship. It will also then bleed into how you are with your kids, how you are with your partner, how you are out in the community, as you feel that sense of, like I was saying, about not feeling safe because you feel like that vulnerability disappears. You don't want to put yourself in that position. And so you start putting walls up around all the areas of your life and not just in that particular relationship or particular aspect of your life. So, we get shut off to all sorts of connection, openness, like I said before, receivership, deservedness. Our confidence starts diminishing, our self-worth diminishes when we hold on to all of these things, and holding on to all that sadness, that resentment, that anger. We know it isn't the best thing for us. We know we shouldn't be doing it, in quotation marks. We know that's not the spiritual way, again, in quotation marks. But it's very, very hard. And all these feelings, like when we're holding on to that resentment and anger, because, at the bottom of it is grief, right? It's grief, it's sadness, it's feeling unsafe. But that tends to come out on the surface as resentment and anger, because it's the resentment, the anger that sort of gives us that false sense of power and control over the situation, over like if I'm angry and at this person and this is how I'm feeling about this person, it kind of gives you that false sense of, that you're in control, that you have power over that situation, over that person, over your own beingness, over your emotions, over what's going on within you. But really, when we're feeling that way, when we're holding energy in this way, it's actually the complete opposite. And we're actually giving our power away to that person, giving our power away to that situation or, that experience. that past event of what has happened. So, like I said, in my own personal life over the last little while, in order for my life to move forward in all areas, I have really had to step into a deeper healing of my heart chakra, a deeper healing of sadness, forgiveness, of abandonment, because it really does. It has been affecting the way that I've been showing up everywhere, because it really has affected that self-worth within me. And I'm not saying this to, be like, oh, everybody, feel bad for me. That's not, like, I'm doing this to just share that this is the way we feel and these are the things that come up. And, the one thing I'm so grateful for myself is that I practice what I preach. And so when this stuff comes up, I practice the tools and I practice the work with the goddesses that I share with everyone else. And this is why I like to bring up this personal experience, so that, I can share that and let you know how that works for me in my real life. But like I said, I've been bringing all of this forward to open my heart back up, because you also can't, like I said, you can't move forward in anything. Like I said, I've had that. It's really been stopping me from showing up everywhere in the way that I want to, with openness, with joy, with happiness, with confidence. So yeah, that betrayal and that sadness, the anger, resentment, it doesn't just, end up affecting that one thing. So at this time, there is that real call for us to continue stepping into that sacred feminine power, to continue bringing forward the divine mother energy of Sophia, this open-heartedness, the rose geometry within the heart, and bringing forward that open-heartedness to the planet, to humanity, because everyone is so closed off. Because I don't think there's one person on this planet that hasn't had an experience that has, or many experiences that haven't just continued to put the walls up. You know, there's so many people out there that are really scared to be open-hearted. And like I was saying earlier, if we're not allowing our sacred heart to expand and be open and be vulnerable, we're also not open to receiving. We don't feel deserving of the gifts and the abundance and the love that is open to us through Christ Sophia, through the divine, through other realms, and also here with our fellow humans on this planet. And so it is really important for us to be opening this space. It is really important for us to be stepping back into safety. And again, like I said, I'm just going to go through some things with you that I've been doing and will continue to do, working with the goddesses and working with these things. And safety is such a huge, huge part. So in the Sacred Priestess Mystery School, usually when I'm working with healing, and especially with the heart space, I work a lot with Aphrodite. She is our connection to the Rose of Venus, to womanhood and sacred feminine balance, to working with shadow, the depth of our emotions, all of those things. And so, I would probably, and what I have been doing really is working with Aphrodite, but also, like I will share as I go through the things in a minute, Mother Mary, and also, of course, the divine feminine Christ Sophia as well. But of course, you can, you don't have to follow and call forward these particular goddesses. You do you. And if you've got particular goddesses or beings that you love to work with, you can do this in your own way. But yeah, like I said, in the mystery school, these are the goddesses that we work with who come forward to help us with this type of thing. So to begin this process, I think the first thing that we need to do is accept what's going on. You need to accept where you're at. And I think a lot of the time in spirituality, we like to do a little bit of a spiritual bypass. We like to do the toxic positivity. We like to blame Mercury retrograde and the moon and all of the things. And I think sitting in acceptance, and this is something that Aphrodite brings forward for us. This is one of her keys that she brings forward, of just accepting the way things are right now, accepting the way that you are feeling, what is coming up for you, what's happened, the experiences that are coming up to be healed and to be brought forward, to just be in that and be okay with it, and to not try to bypass it too quickly, to not ignore it, to not make excuses for it, or, blame or any of those things, and just accept, like, this is what's coming up for me right now. This is how I feel, and that's okay. I am allowed to feel this way, and I accept that I feel this way because it's perfect right now. This is what needs to be happening. It's what needs to be coming up within me, and that's okay. And so just sitting in the acceptance of this is the situation, this is the reality, this is the way I'm feeling emotionally, this is where I'm at, and it's okay. So the next thing we really have to think about, like I said, is safety. We are not going to allow ourselves to let go. We are not going to allow ourselves to release, to forgive if we do not feel safe. And Mother Mary brings through the key of safety for us in the mystery school. Her beautiful blue rose energy, her blue crystalline energy, that beautiful nurturing, allowing yourself to nurture and mother yourself, and to start allowing yourself to feel safe, to open up again, to feel safe, to open your sacred heart, to trust in your sacred heart, to allow the power of that sacred heart to come back into being and to be open. So sitting in safety, and working with her to bring you safety, bringing her forward, and just asking her, divine, beautiful Mother Mary, can you please help me to start feeling safe? What does safety feel like within my heart? You can call that forward. What does safety actually feel like? What does it feel like to be safe in vulnerability? What does it feel like to be safe as I'm releasing and knowing that everything's going to be okay? And bring her forward and let her wrap you up in that light. Let her wrap you up in her energy, because it really is a beautiful energy, very nurturing, very soft. It's like a warm blanket snuggling you up. So we need to really gently, as we move through this, because we all have different experiences. We all have very, very, we range from very, very traumatic experiences with abuse to, all the things, to a friend in high school stealing your boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different ranges, but they are all valid, and they all make us feel unsafe in some way. So, they are all as vast as they are all just as important to opening your sacred heart and to feeling safe in that. So safety is that next thing that we need to really work with, and we can gently work with safety the entire time. Feeling safe is something that has to, through the whole entire process, you need to keep allowing that safety to come forward, allowing Mother Mary to help you, or the Divine Mother Sophia, whoever it is that you want to work with, to really, allow you throughout the entire process to keep making sure that your nervous system feels good, that your nervous system feels, like it can do the things that it needs to do. So after that comes that releasing, right? We want to release the anger, the resentment. Like I said, I feel like, I know a lot of the time for me and for the women that I've worked with, like I said earlier, it really is that grief and that sadness that is at the bottom, and it's that anger and resentment that comes out at the top to help you feel powerful and like you have control. So sometimes you need to let go of the anger first. A really great way to do it is to actually write a really angry letter to whoever it is that this situation is around. And it could be multiple people, it could be one person, it could be yourself. Like if you're having trouble with a decision that you feel was bad, again in quotes, and you're needing to do that for yourself. So it's just writing a letter and writing it out, just angry, 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 and just keep writing it until the anger subsides. And once you've got rid of the anger, or you can scream out the anger, go to the beach and scream out into the ocean, or scream into your pillow, dance out the anger, punch out, do a kickboxing class and punch out the anger, or whatever it is you need to do. Because as that anger starts to subside, you'll notice that different emotions start coming up. Tapping is great for anger as well. But you'll notice that then the sadness starts to come up. Yeah. the grief starts to come up underneath that, and you can start releasing that sadness and grief underneath it too. And, we don't all love this space. I mean, I'm a Cancerian. I'm okay with my emotions. I'm okay to cry shit out. But I know that there's a lot of people that find it really unsafe, really uncomfortable. And, again, just keep bringing Mother Mary forward, reminding yourself that it's safe to release, it's safe to let go. And once you've done it, you feel so much better. Like, you might be a bit voidy in the void, in that quietude for a couple of days afterwards, but then you're going to come out the other side just feeling so much lighter, right? So much more open, so much more actually in your power, and realizing that the power that you thought you had was not actual real power, but now you do have real power. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we want to make sure that we're releasing all of that in the ways that you, that feels right to you, getting that out of your nervous system. And again, with release, I like to bring forward Aphrodite and the Divine Mother. They really hold us in that. So of course, then we need to work with forgiveness. And I know that for some people, again, this is really, really hard. However, again, if I can't remember that quote off the top of my head that they say about forgiveness, but it's like, yeah, forgiveness isn't about forgetting. Forgiveness isn't about it making that what happened was okay. But it's just about you being able to let it go so that you can move on with your life with an open heart and, in the way that you are meant to be here, in joy and in happiness. And so, yeah, forgiveness is really important. And with forgiveness, I like to do it in meditation. I mean, and sometimes it is something that maybe you feel you need to do in person. You can do that, or you can just do it energetically. I like to do it in meditation, and I bring the person forward in front of me. I ask their higher self first, obviously, like, is it cool if we do this? Can we meet in this space? And bring that person forward in front of me, and I open my heart. I bring love into my heart. I open up my heart. Sometimes I might have a little conversation saying, look, I was really upset about this. This is how it made me feel. I understand that this is where you were at the time, or that this is the way that you view things, whatever. But then I open my heart, I see their heart opening, and I just allow, again, probably Aphrodite to just come in and help cleanse and clear and remove all of that energetic entanglement between us, and, do that whole thing. But then you need to forgive yourself too. I think this is one major thing in forgiveness, because a lot of the time when we've had a situation, an experience where we've been hurt, a lot of us, the first thing we tend to do is blame ourselves, whether we know it or not. Why did I put myself in this situation? How could I be so stupid? How could I let that happen to me? How could I trust that person? And so there's also, once we've forgiven and we've sat doing that with the other person, that situation, we really need to make sure we then do the same process with ourselves, and that we allow ourselves to forgive, like I just said, for putting us in that situation, for making that mistake, for being so naive, for not doing the thing in this way, right? So forgiveness of self is just as important in that process as well. So don't forget that very important step. And then what we want to start doing is bringing in joy. As your heart begins opening, joy is the highest frequency. A lot of people think that it's love, and it's not. It's joy. It's happiness. It's like just being so expansive in your heart through joy. So what are the things that make you smile, that make you laugh? What are the things that, you can do that just really you can be in and present to, that just make you feel so good, whether that's baking or watching a funny movie, or going, out to the club and having a dance, or whatever it is, going to see a comedy show, or a musical, going to, I don't know, go down the slide, whatever it is, right? What are the things that bring you joy? And do those things, and listen to and follow your heart. Because again, a lot of the experiences that we've done from following our heart, and then we don't trust our heart anymore. We don't trust that it's going to lead us in the right direction all the time, right? So learning to trust your heart again, to listen to your heart again, to really tap into that sacredness, that vastness and beauty of your heart, and to lead you forward. So if you've been feeling this right now, or whether, I'm sure so many of you can relate, we've all been in those situations where we've been betrayed and hurt and felt abandoned and disappointed by the people in our lives that we love, people that we've trusted, that have made us sort of feel bad, and including ourselves. So if you're needing this right now, then I invite you to work with these goddesses and work through these processes, and know that, we all do it, we all go through it, and you are so supported and so loved and so held as you walk through this, and as you open your beautiful heart on the planet, and open up your beauty and the beauty of your divine, celestial being, and your beautiful sacredness, and bringing that to the planet. And if you feel like this has kind of resonated and it's something that you've been working on, or something you'd like to know more about, please just let me know in the comments, or you can DM me through Instagram. I'll put the links to that below. Just let me know. And if you would like to work further with me or the goddesses in these areas, you could, like I said, I'll just drop my Insta and private Facebook group stuff below. But I also am opening an inner circle in September. So I would love for you to join the VIP waitlist. Come in and join us. There's masterclasses on ancient feminine teachings, like ancient mystery school teachings, card spreads and card pools, and discussion around the sacred feminine and our sacred feminine power and healing, and how we step more into this and bring this through to the planet right now at this time. We also will be doing monthly circles with the goddesses. So if you would like to work more with the likes of Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Aphrodite, the Divine Sophia, Athena, the Seven Sisters of the Pleiades, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone, Athena. If you'd like to come and be in circle with these beautiful goddesses, they bring through healing, they bring through activations, they bring through so many beautiful teachings that are helping us as we walk this awakening on the planet right now, as things are really shifting and changing and moving so rapidly for everyone. So I'll put the VIP waitlist link below. And if you're ready to step into divine feminine teachings, you're like, oh, this kind of sounds like this is for me. Like, these goddesses resonate with me. The ancient mysteries resonate with me. This womb wisdom resonates with me, but you're not 100% sure whether it's for you or not. I do have a 3-part series where you learn a little bit about the mystery school teachings, and you work with Mary Magdalene, Aphrodite, and the beautiful goddess Isis to bring through psychic abilities. I will put that link to that below as well. So if you'd like to have a little dabble and see if it's for you. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining me this week. It's been beautiful to have you here. I will see you all again next week. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.